So welcome to the vendor information session and BidSync training. We have some folks in the room with us and some who are joining us online. So we can go to the next slide and get started on our training session today. So on our agenda for this training session is just a brief overview of the major process changes that are happening in the purchasing world. We want to talk about how this affects and benefits you directly as a vendor. Why is it worth coming to this session? Why is it worth registering and going through the processes of going through these changes with the city? Then I'm going to toss the mic over to Josh Hunsaker, who is joining us from BidSync, and he's going to actually walk us through what the click-by-click steps are to register for BidSync, to navigate as a vendor, and how to place offers. As a vendor, you'll get a chance to see what that looks and feels like right during this session. Q&As are being documented, and those will be written up in a Q&A document, and that'll be posted on the City of Detroit's website. If there are any additional Q&As other than those that are documented, always feel free to reach out by emailing rebuildingprocurement@detroitmi.com, and that contact information will be included at the end of this presentation. All right, so we are in the process of making some big steps forward in the world of purchasing and of doing business with the City of Detroit. Some of the main changes that are happening, one of them is that we're now using electronic creation and management of bids and contracts. As a vendor, you submit your information often via paper or via fax, and then you wait. And you hope that that is everything that you needed to submit and that it went to the right person and that you hear back in a timely manner. Now you'll be able to view that online. You'll be able to know that you have access to the most up-to-date forms, that you filled out all the required fields and information, and you'll be able to track and view the approval status of that information after you submit. There's also revised, centralized, and streamlined processes. So we now have a clear reference for the right way to do things, and that right way is user-friendly and it's simplified. As a reference for those new processes, we have the centralized resource library, and that's going to be located, again, on the city's website. That'll be where the standard operating procedure manual is held. That is an outline of all of the processes and procedures that go into the purchasing world in the Office of Contracting and Procurement. In addition to that, there will be a BidSync user manual that gives you a step-by-step outline, including screenshots, FAQs, a glossary, and all kinds of help to make sure that you feel comfortable with the system. There'll also be where that Q&A document is located, and that's where you found this recording of the vendor information session. Any additional trainings or training materials will be posted in that location as well. And all of these efforts are moving towards the goal of a more coordinated procurement process, strategic purchase of goods and services, and greater budget savings, and an easier time doing business with the city as a vendor. So again, how does this benefit you as a vendor? You now know what's going on, but why is it worth participating in? You'll be able to receive notifications faster. You'll be able to receive decisions faster. And on the agency side, the process will be happening faster. So when you place an offer, you'll get information back more quickly than before. It will be more effective. You can be confident that you have access to the correct and most up-to-date information. There's no more worrying that you had an old version of a form or that you can't access the newest copy of something. It's all located in one central location. And it's also more user-friendly. So as we go through the BidSync system, you'll see that the required fields require you to fill them before you can move on, that if there's a required document, you have to address that before you move on. So you don't have to worry as a vendor about somehow skipping a step or not noticing some detailed or specific item that you need to look at before you place an offer. All right, so with that, I'm going to hand this over to Josh so we can actually dive right in and we can walk through how to do the main vendor functions within the BidSync system.
Okay, thanks, Jenny. So kind of how Jenny mentioned, we're going to walk through several of the steps within the BidSync system. First off, we have our 4 items here. The vendor registration, we're going to show you how to create your account in BidSync and how to make sure it's set up correctly. Then we're going to show you how to navigate through the BidSync site from the vendor portal. After that, we're going to take a look at how to place an offer on a bid. So when the City of Detroit does start releasing their bids in BidSync, you'll be able to jump right on that opportunity of being able to respond to their bids. And then we're going to take a look at the vendor notification after you've submitted your bid, or some of the notifications that you'll receive after you've already received your bid and the bid has been awarded by the city. So as we go through this process, the first thing we're going to take a look at is the vendor registration. When you come to BidSync.com, this is the page that you're going to see as you first get there. In order to create a new account, you're going to go ahead and click on My Account in the top right-hand corner in the gray button there. That's going to take you into the sign-on page where you can actually click the Sign Up Now button, and that's going to take you through the registration process. Since you don't already have a username and password, you're just going to click Sign Up Now. The first page during the registration process is going to ask you just some basic company information, so information about yourself, your first name, last name, basic contact information. As you fill that out at the bottom of that section, you're going to let us know how you heard about us. In this case, you would have heard it from one of your clients, the City of Detroit. Then you'll tell us a little bit about your company. In the company area, you're going to tell us the contact information for your company, what area you're in, and if you'd like to, it's optional, but if you'd like to, you can put in some of your contact ID numbers, such as tax ID numbers. I would recommend adding at least the FEIN to your account because it is required by the city when you participate in their bids. After you move on to the next page, this is where you're going to start telling us about what your company does. Here you can tell us kind of a primary industry of where your company stands. In this case, we have administrative, financial, and management services selected. You'll be able to select from that drop-down menu several different industries. Once you have your industry selected, you're going to move down to the keywords section. In the keywords section, this is where you're going to tell us a few keywords of what your company does. You have to have at least 3 keywords in these sections, but you can have as many as you would like to just by clicking the Add More Keywords at the bottom of that section. Once you've added those in there, you're going to let us know where you do business. So for you, in doing business in the City of Detroit, you may want to choose just Michigan, and then after your account is created, you can go back and change to just be in that area. But for now, you just go ahead and select just Michigan or specific states or provinces that you would like to select. Just below that business area, or where you do business, you have a notifications section. If you would like to, you can participate and receive Links Plus notifications. It's not a required field at all if you're going to be participating with the City of Detroit. The City of Detroit has purchased BidSync, and it's free for you to access because of that. So there's no fee associated with participating in their bids, but if you'd like to take advantage of other services offered by BidSync, you're welcome to. Once you go on to the next stage here, this is where you're going to select the classification codes for your account. Now, the classification codes are probably the most important part of setting up your account. The keywords do help a little bit in setting up your account and selecting the classification codes, but this is really where you're going to define what your company does. So take a few minutes on this page to read through these codes. Make sure you're selecting codes that pertain to your company, and try to give yourself a little bit of a wide base, because this is the same list of codes that the City of Detroit is going to select from when they create bids. The way it'll work once your account is created is we're going to notify you of a bid every time that the bid the City of Detroit releases has the same the same commodity code that you have on your account. Just below that section where you can select the commodity codes, there's also an option to see codes that other similar businesses or businesses that have the same keywords and primary industry have selected. So it gives you a little bit of an eye on your competition to see what codes they're using so you can be aware of the same bids. Once you move on to the next page, that's the end of the registration process. This just lets you know that you've finally registered in BidSync and you can go ahead and use your account. We do have a verification or activation period of usually 1 to 2 business days, but if you do need your account validated right away, you're welcome to give us a call here at BidSync. You can reach us at 1-800-990-9339, or you can email us at support@bidsync.com. Once you've created your account, you're going to get yourself back to, or navigate back to the BidSync homepage. From the homepage, you'll click on My Account again. And as you click on My Account, rather than clicking on the Sign Up Now, you'll go ahead and type in the username that you just created along with the password you created and click Login. Once you've clicked Login, that'll take you to your home page. This is your vendor portal. So this is your page. It's set up with your settings in the system. We're going to talk a little bit more about this page and how to find bids on this page. But the first thing we're going to take a look at is some navigation within your account. You can see on this home page that you have up in the top in the blue menu bar, you have Home, My Account, Orders, Agency List, Admin, and Support. The first option we're going to take a look at in this navigation portion is the My Account option. So if we click on My Account, that'll take us to a page where we can see our main account information. So the company name, the contact, address information, our phone number, contact email. It also gives us access to our company profile over on the left-hand side. But the main thing we want you to focus on from this page is the qualifications. So if you look at the bottom of the screen on the left-hand side, the last option there is qualifications. This is important for you as a vendor for the City of Detroit because you need to submit a few required affidavits and clearances prior to being able to place an offer with the City of Detroit. You're welcome to wait until you are going to actually respond to a bid, but it's recommended that you try to get that taken care of ahead of time. To do that, you'll just click Qualifications in the bottom left-hand side. This will take you to your qualifications page, where from the drop-down where it says Select Agency, you'll be able to select the City of Detroit. Once you've selected them, another pop-up window will appear with their qualifications that you can register for. Within their qualifications, you have 3 different sections. You have affidavits, clearances, and Detroit business certifications. The affidavits is the first thing you're going to want to take care of, and you can do that by clicking on the plus sign next to the affidavit's name. That will expand the section to show you the required affidavits, which you can also expand to get the current screen that we're on right now. In order to submit these 4 required affidavits, what you're going to do is check the box that says I comply with this qualification. And then below, in that same section, you're going to upload your affidavit information or your certification information for those affidavits for all 3 right here. Once you've added your information in or uploaded your required documents, at the bottom you can check the box that says I certify this info is true, type in your password of course, and then click Submit. From that section, it'll take you back to your qualifications page to let you know that your required affidavits have been submitted. Now, the required affidavits do not require any approval within the BidSync system. They should already be approved or signed off on by the city. So when you submit these and it says submitted, you're no longer waiting for an approval in the BidSync system. They're just on your account for the city to be able to go in and review anytime they need to, or you can log into your account and review them as well. Once you've done that, we're going to go back into the next section here. One note as far as the affidavits, clearances, and certifications. Approval status on these is maintained by BidSync. Once any of your approvals have been, or any of your qualifications have been approved, you will receive a notification from the system letting you know that. As far as the clearances go, there will be an expiration date assigned to those, and when that expiration date gets nearer, you're going to receive a notice letting you know that you need to go back in and update that information and resubmit it. The actual document for each form can be downloaded from the BidSync site, and then you can hold it online or offline, whichever one you prefer. When you do place an offer on your account, you'll need to upload the required documents to those offers, and then paired with the online approval status, that will satisfy the requirement for those affidavits, clearances, or certifications. The next step we're going to take a look at is the vendor navigation. When you're ready, you'll come up to the blue menu bar and hover your mouse over the admin option. That will display the list just below there, or you can just click on admin and it'll take you to the page that you see right here. Once you get to the admin page, the first thing we're going to take a look at is the users. If you click on the users option from this section, that'll take you into where you can manage your users. Before we jump into that area, the screen that you see on your page right now, this is for your user information. So if you ever need to change anything about your own account, say your username, your email address, any of the contact information that you see there, you can change that here by changing it and then typing in your password and clicking save. For our next step, we're going to click on the users link on the left-hand side, which will take us into our manage users area. Within this manage users area, you can create new users for your account. You can edit or manage the current users you have on your account. And you can also make sure that they're receiving the right notifications by editing their classification codes right here. One thing to keep in mind, if you would like to have a couple of users receiving the same notifications on your account, you can go ahead and just copy a user, and that will actually copy over all of their certifications, all of their classifications, so that they receive the same notifications as the previous user. From here, we're going to go ahead and click on the home screen. This will take us back up to the home page. From here, we're going to take a look at how to actually navigate this home page here. You'll notice up at the very top of this screen, you have a couple of white boxes, alerts, my subscriptions, and qualifications. For the city of Detroit, they're going to be taking advantage of alerts and qualifications. Anytime that one of the certifications for the city of Detroit is up to expire, or any time that a change has been made, you're going to receive an alert in the alerts box. Or any time that you need to go in and see your qualifications for the city, you can do that right from the qualifications box. Now as we jump down into the search area, you can see you have a lot of options to search for bids in the system right here. We're going to take a look at just some basic search options here. Over on the left-hand side, you can search by classification codes or the classification codes that are on your account just by selecting My Classifications. You can select by specific states and agencies within those states. You can look by distance within a certain from the zip code, or you can search for past bids using the date/expiration option. When you're ready to search for a bid, one of the easiest way to do that is to make sure that you are searching either by your settings or searching for all the bids in the system. If you'll notice in this screen here, we've typed in the words computer, or the word computer, and right now we have it set to search using my settings. So it's only going to search in your regions, and it's only going to search using the classification codes that you selected, and it'll use that word computers to search for a bid. Now, if you search for a bid this way and you're not finding the bid, one of the things you can do is actually just change from search using my settings to search all bids, just to make sure that maybe the bid that they created doesn't have the same classification codes that you have. Once you've found the bid in BidSync, you can go ahead and click on the title. In this case, you can see it in the Agency In-Network Bids section. So you click on that title, and that would take you into the bid process. Before we jump into how to actually place an offer on a bid, we're going to take a look at a couple other options in the navigation. We're going to look at how to actually access the support portal from BidSync. Whatever page you're on in the BidSync system, when you see your blue menu bar up at the top, if you have a question or you need a reminder about how to do something, you can click support up in the top right of that menu bar, and that'll take you over to our support portal. From the support portal, you have several options here. There's a contact us box in blue up in the top right that you can quickly reach out to us. You can submit a request or check your existing requests. Most often, though, you're probably going to use this to access the Solutions Center. That's where you can access past recorded videos, you can access help guides, and just to kind of take a little bit of a look at that, we'll click on the next option here. And from this page, you can see in the main body of the screen, we have an FAQ section where you have the top 10 topics for vendors to be able to come in and access. Just a few help guides such as how do you accept documents, how do you place an offer on a bid, how do you add a new user to your account. If you'd like to access even more documents and recorded webinars, you can actually create a login for this screen for free, and that'll allow you to search through all of our topics and recordings that we have in our library anytime you'd like to be able to basically brush up on any processes or questions you may have. Once you've gotten your questions answered from the support portal, you can click on the Navigate To option and select BidSync. That will take you back to the BidSync homepage. And we'll go ahead and log back into our account, clicking on My Account, using the username and password. And that'll take us into our homepage again, where we can go through the process for actually placing an offer on a bid. In this case, we've searched by the bid number. So let's say that you've received a bid notification, you search by that bid number, and when that bid number gets pulled up in the agency and network bids, you can just click on the title. This will take you to the bid overview page, which displays information specific to this bid. The bid packet can easily be downloaded from this page. Just as a reminder for that, the bid packet is a compilation of all of the documents, comments, line items, questions and answers. Everything that we have for this bid is all in that bid packet. One of the first things you'll notice is circled in red right here. There's a little message saying that vendors must possess the following qualifications before they can participate in this bid. Required affidavits. Now, if you remember, we already submitted our required affidavits when we first registered our account, but if you haven't done that yet, you'll need to click on the View Required Qualifications link in blue right there to make sure that you submit those before you can actually access any of the documents or items on this page. If you need to click on that link now, you'll click on that link and it'll take you to the same page that we saw earlier where you can upload your required affidavit information. You'll make sure that you check the box saying I comply with this qualification. Then again, the box at the bottom saying I certify this info is true. Then you'll type in your password and click Submit. Once you've done that and you've submitted all of your information, you'll then be able to access the documents in this bid by clicking on the Documents tab. In the Documents tab, you'll see a list of all of the documents that you need to go through for this particular bid. Some of them will say pending acceptance, some of them may say not viewed, but what you'll need to do for each individual document is click on the title of the document. Make sure you're clicking on the title and not on download. That will open up the document in a new tab, and it will display at the bottom of the document what you see at the bottom of our slide here. Right where it says take exception, that's where you're actually going to accept the document. In order to accept the document, you actually just type in your password and click save, of course after you've filled out any required information on that document, and that will actually sign the document electronically. So your password right here and clicking save acts as your electronic signature on that document. Once you've electronically signed that document by typing in your password, the document will close, and where you see it says pending acceptance in red next to the document name, that will change to accepted. Once you've accepted all of the documents on the bid, it'll appear in this screen here. You'll have a green accepted next to each document. That's what's going to allow you to click place offer at the bottom of the page. Now, we didn't take a look at all of the tabs on this page. I definitely recommend that before placing an offer, you read through all of the available information. But when you're ready to, you'll be able to click Place Offer at the bottom of the page, and that'll take you to the offer page. In the offer page, you have several different text boxes that you can enter information into. We're just going to take a look at each one very quickly. The main ones you're going to want to take a look at or pay attention to are circled in red on your page here. That's the unit price and the total price. When submitting an offer through BidSync, you can put in your pricing in either one of those boxes, and based on the quantity that you see in between them, the other price will be calculated. So if we put $2 as our unit price in this first unit price box, the total price would automatically be calculated, multiplied by the 9 for quantity, so we'll get 18. Once you've put in your unit price and your total price in this area right here, you can go ahead and upload any attachments you may have for your bid. Attachments are not a requirement unless specified by the city, but you'll go ahead and upload any attachments you may have or anything pertinent to your bid in this section, and then you can go ahead and click Submit at the bottom. Now you do have a few other options on this page. You look over on the left-hand side, you have a product code box. If you do have a product code for your item that you're giving an offer for, let's say you have an internal catalog number, you can go ahead and put that in the product code box, but it is optional. You also have the option to put in a notes for buyer, or at the very bottom, notes pertaining to the bid as a whole. It's up to you if you'd like to put information here, just to give the City of Detroit a little bit more info about what you're placing an offer for or on. And then once you've done that, you'll click Submit at the bottom of the page, which will take you to the offer confirmation page that you see on the right-hand side. In the offer confirmation page, you'll go ahead and type in your password. Again, this password acts as a digital signature or an electronic signature. So as you type in your password there and click Confirm at the bottom of the page, you're actually signing your offer and submitting it. Your offer is not sent to the city until after you type in your password and click Confirm. Once you've done that, your bid goes into kind of a lockbox until the bid has closed and the city has formally opened that bid. Once the city has finally opened that bid, that's when you'll be able to start receiving notifications about award information. That's the next item we're going to take a look at here, is some of the vendor notifications. When you begin to participate in a bid, whether you're just asking a question on a bid or whether you've accepted documents, when you first start paying attention to a bid or showing interest in it, the system is going to start sending you notifications about that bid. Now, before that even happens, the city will send you a notice through BidSync that the bid is live in the system, that you can go ahead and access it. And once you've accessed it and shown that interest, you'll start receiving other notifications such as this one here. In this case, the city is letting us know that the City of Detroit has released an addendum on the particular bid that we were interested in. It gives us a little bit of information about what that addendum was or why it was added, and we can quickly click on the link just below there to access the bid in BidSync. There are several different notifications that you'll receive when the bid has been, when the bid is live in the system and you're participating in it. You can receive notifications for any addenda or changes that are made. You can receive reminders about previous conferences. Anytime you ask a question or somebody else asks a question, and anytime that that question is answered, you'll receive a notification for that. And then after the bid closes and an award decision has been made, you can receive a letter similar to the one that you see here if you are awarded the bid, just letting you know, congratulations, the City of Detroit has awarded you at least one item in this bid. This is an email notice that gets sent to you if you have been awarded an item in the bid. From here, we'll go into our questions and answers period. And we'll keep the screen open for any questions you may have. If you have questions, please feel free to ask those now, and we'll go ahead and answer those. And then also, we're going to post our contact information up here. So if you'd like to get in contact with us or any of the Rebuilding Procurement team, you're welcome to do that. Here's the contact information on your screen now. If you have any questions, they can be directed to the Rebuilding Procurement at detroitmi.gov if they come up after our question and answer session today.